Hi, Bill Henshaw here again, your resident constitutional kook with another one of my current events videos. And this one is how I can help you, and we work together to challenge the mortgage banksters. For any of you that have a mortgage, you'll be stunned what the law really is when you learn it. And you'll wonder why the banksters didn't bother to tell you any of this when they fraudulently induced you into a mortgage. And they had the sworn duty to tell you each and every term of the contract. In a common law court, that would be grounds to rescind the contract. It never existed. Now, the problem with it is at the moment, there are no common law courts in existence exercising the judicial power of a state admitted into this union. And for that matter, there are no states, as you will learn, with the acquisition of my modestly priced constitutional defense document packets. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. Hey, and continuing down the line here, there's no common law courts exercising the judicial power of the United States either. Those facts taken together, and I say it with authority, not me saying it, the Constitution and the 90 parts, aka the U.S. Supreme Court, all laws on the books, without judicial courts, no judicial process, and all of them are bills of attainder, the taking of life, liberty, or property without judicial process. Forget about the bullshit due process under the non existent 14th Amendment. You make those arguments, not only do you get thrown out of court specious, frivolous, and without merit, you might get thrown in jail as a domestic terrorist or a potential one. I've not had that officially happen yet, but they tried it in South Carolina 5 years ago, and I shut the bastards down in 30 seconds of my first court appearance there. Video for another day, but trust me, but I'd love to have the video from that too. But very interesting experience. That said, you can learn a hell of a lot faster than what it took me. I'm something of a slow learner. It took me 10,000 hours into those musty old stacks of law books back in the day before we had internet and this, that, and the other. But I learned, and I've got to the point now in my 40th year in California, I found it impossible to get into jail out here. Only South Carolina has succeeded in doing that. And you can be sure they regret it. So that said, the point is working together and with you studying my materials, and you'll have some work to do at your end. I hope you'll get it fairly quickly. That's the whole point of my doing my documents is to make that happen. And you can go in there and hold your own with them. And with mortgage bankers, the leverage is astronomical. If we get one decision on the record, even if it's not by the 90 parts, that has the ability to be a binding decision coast to coast and invalidate all the mortgages from Portland, Maine to Portland, Oregon. I don't think they can seriously risk it, especially with me helping you out behind the scenes at first, and with the threat of me appearing in a subsequent petition for redress of grievance on the offensive side in front of an inflamed jury, explaining to them what exactly they should do and not only make a big award against the mortgage bankster, but to do that and help themselves with their own situations and teach these banksters that we can do this. If you're, the Constitution was established with the idea words mean things and acts have consequences. We need to get back to that foundation, and we can do it and make these bastards pay for once. And more than that, actually. But yeah, you start taking down all these mortgages here, and we get some real freedom in our lives. And once you do that, you're never going to want to give it up again. And I know that's what keeps me going at the age of 72 because, my life is still ahead of me. But what I know I can do to help teach people like you out there to help yourselves, your children, and your posterity. Yeah, it'll take a little work and some study on your part, but I'll be there behind the scenes at all times. You get complimentary phone consultations, complimentary email chats, and even a complimentary appearance at a contested hearing in your case, if there is one. So a lot comes with it at a very modest price. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. I'll get the information to you and we can go from there. You're going to love it. I mean, when you understand what the situation is, it's absolutely stunning. And I'm sure none of you heard a word about that when you were in the mandatory public education system, like I did 50 years ago. My life would have been different, especially since I lived right outside of Washington, D.C. at the time. Who knows what might have happened with that proximity? if I had a clue what the truth really is about the Constitution, history, and laws of the United States. I do now, and you will also. And it's going to make it very hard for them to go up against it because if we get in front of a jury, we will be very credible because we're doing things the jury will recognize that will help them in their lives too. And all the New York bankers have is their $2,000 goddamn Gucci suits and whatever, and they're there for the money only. We're not. That's why we beat them. That's why they can't even risk going there if somehow we get into that situation. So that's it. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. Like the videos, subscribe, tell your friends, get the word out. The sooner we start doing this and get rid of this civil rights crap, by the way, and all of you out there, just quit doing it. Divide and conquer, they've been doing for 150 years, if not longer. We all need to work together here, Americans, Asians, Africans, and we get the bastards off our back all the faster. Thank you.